Anyone who has ever tried to remove a wheel from a coach bogie or a wagon will know that it's not always that easy, especially if it is a metal-to-metal contact. And the use of screwdrivers and pliers usually results in damage to one or the other or both. Those of our members who practice fine-scale modeling will be very familiar with the wheel puller. And I'd like to take a few minutes to show you how useful the wheel puller can be. So here is a high-end wheel puller. It's a precision tool for removing wheels which are a press fit onto axles. And in this case, the axle is from a 00 A3 Pacific. The wheel is securely held while the axle is slowly and carefully removed without causing any damage. There are a number of uses for the wheel puller: replacing damaged wheels, replacing non-prototypical wheels. And this is particularly useful if you have an old model that you'd like to refurbish, and you'd like to replace the old style wide tires that cause shorting problems with the new low profile tires. Also, replacing the main gear wheel on locomotives is impossible without removing the wheels. And you'll find that the wheels on locomotives are the tightest press fit of all. In addition, the wheel puller can be used to remove worm drives from motor shafts. Let's take a look at it in action.
Let's look at how we take apart a typical 00 wheel set. This particular one is a wheel set from an A3 Pacific. Just securing it in a universal holder. Then I'm taking the wheel puller and adjusting the sidebars so that they'll accommodate the diameter of the drive wheel, and ensuring that they are equidistant from the center. Just carefully positioning the center spigot over the axle and then gently turning the bar and feeling the drive wheel start to move. And after a few turns, the wheel comes off. And there we have it. Simple job.
A similar technique can be used for removing worm gear from motor shafts. Now, if we turn our attention to wheel sets with pointed axles, such as those fitted to coach bogies and wagons, we need a slightly different technique. I've used a small piece of hard plastic with a hole partially drilled through to position and protect the axle point from damage. After that, it's just a simple matter of applying the wheel puller as before and removing the wheel. If you're working on steam locomotive driving wheels, then I should mention the technique of quartering. Before removing the driving wheels, take note of the crank pin positions, as the wheels or replacement wheels must be fitted accordingly. These I'm just circling here with the cursor. These are the pin positions, front wheel and rear wheel. This is where the connecting rods will be attached. And notice that they are set at a different angle to each other, which is important. This is known as quartering. The wheels on the same axle are fitted a quarter of a turn apart. For example, 12 o'clock and a quarter to 3. If this process is not carried out, the connecting rods will either not fit or the wheels will bind. And finally, details of the wheel puller. This one is from Firmen Werkzeuge, can be found on the Wagon website. Tools of the trade. Cost is approximately 40 euros, which, although not inexpensive, it does reflect the quality of the engineering of this particular tool. And the website also includes details not only of N and Z scale wheel pullers, but other tools that could be useful for model railways.